This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about the various cloud services offered by Salesforce, like the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, App Cloud, and the data.com we have discussed. Now we'll see the remaining two cloud services, and then we'll move forward to the next feature as part of this Salesforce implementation. Now let's see. Now Salesforce is introducing a cloud service called as Collaboration Cloud. It is also called as Chatter. So what exactly the Collaboration Cloud and the Chatter feature? What is the use? We'll see practically now. So what do you mean by collaboration? Collaboration is nothing but sharing. Collaboration is nothing but sharing among the various users, sharing among the various people. So whatever the information that we have, whatever the data that we have, we can able to share this information along with the various members inside the organization. So as part of this collaboration cloud, Salesforce has introduced a feature called as Chatter. Salesforce has introduced a feature called as Chatter. So what exactly the Chatter tool, what we can do with the help of this Chatter tool? Now let's see. Now, when you go to any organization, in every organization, you will be having so many employees. So many people are working in that organization from different locations, from different branches, from different cities, from different countries. They're working. So in this case, how these people can communicate with each other? We have so many employees are available. Some lakhs of employees are there inside an organization who are working from different locations. Then how these people can communicate with each other? In some cases, few people are working from Hyderabad location, few people are working from Bangalore location, few people are working from US, few people are from some Mumbai. Then how these people can communicate with each other? In this case, when you go to the organizations, each and every organization is providing a communication messenger. It is providing a tool called as communication messenger. So in every organization, they're having a communication messenger through which the employees can communicate with each other. Employees can communicate with each other with the help of this communication messenger tool. Like for example, when coming to the organizations, they're using the various tools like Microsoft Link. This is also called as nowadays. This is also called as Skype for Business. Skype for Business. So this is from Microsoft. Second one, Lotus Same Time, which is from IBM. This is from IBM. So these are the two tools generally when coming to the real-time organization will use, because they are going to be providing the communication between the various employees. The people may be working from different locations, but all are working for the same project. So how the people can share the information, how the people can communicate? Do I need to use some phone calls? No. I don't want to use some phone calls. I want to share some information with my colleague who is working in the same team, in the same project, but he is working from a different location. Then how can we share the information among the various people who are working for the same project? So for that reason, when coming to the organizations, they are going to providing a communication messenger. Through this communication messenger, the employees inside the organization can communicate with each other. They can able to have some conversation in terms of text based. They can have some audio calls. They can have some video calls also. They can share the screen to the other people also. So in this case, what happened when coming to the organizations, each and every organization is providing the communication messenger, either link or at the same time, so that all the members are going to be communicating with each other. But in this case, you can raise a question, sir, by using this link or by using this Lotus same time, can I communicate with my friend who is working in different company? No, because by these tools are strictly restricted for the organization only. Only the organization employees can communicate with each other. Other people we can't communicate. Our friends, our relatives, our colleagues, we can't communicate by using these tools. These tools will allow you to share the information among the various users inside the organization. Users means employees. The people who are working inside this organization, only those people can communicate with each other with the help of this link tool or Lotus same time. But the problem is these two are purely license based. This is also purely license based. This is also purely license based. But both the licenses are very, very expensive, very, very costly. Microsoft Link is from Microsoft. This has been developed by the Microsoft people. Lotus same time has been developed by the IBM people. But both are license based, which are very, very expensive. So only the big organizations like as some TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, like that, only the big organizations can able to invest some amount in order to buy the expensive license of the software. But we have so many startup companies are available, mid-sized organizations are available, small organizations are available. What about those people here? How those people can communicate? In this case, the small organizations, mid-sized organizations, startup organizations can't communicate, can't use this tool because they can't invest that much of huge amount to buy the expensive license of these tools. So at that time, the people are using the various tools, okay, some third-party tools. Third-party tools. Like they're going to be using some tool like some AIM, American Online. From that one, we are having a tool. Like that, we are having the various tools are available which are open source, but these tools are not safe. These tools are open source tools, which are free tools available in the internet. But if I'm using this tool, definitely it might be having some security drawbacks. It is having some security issues. It may be having some virus content also inside this. So in this case, what happened when coming to the organizations, they're not using these kind of tools. The big organizations are going to be using either Microsoft Link or Lotus same time because these are the very restricted tools which are having more security features so that the people can't communicate with the other members. The people can't communicate with the outside of the organization people so that they can share the information among the organization members only, not to the outside people. So that here big organizations are able to buy the license of these tools, but the small organizations or the mid-sized organizations or the startup companies, what these people can do, these people are not able to invest that much of huge amount. For that one, they're using this third-party tools, but which are not safe. For that reason here, to provide this kind of communication, okay, between the various employees inside the small organizations or mid-sized organizations also or big organizations also, Salesforce has introduced a feature called as Chatter. Chatter is a tool which has been given by Salesforce by default. By using this Chatter feature, we can able to provide the communication among the users. Communication among the users inside the organization. Inside the organization, whatever the users are available, all those people can communicate with each other so that they can share their information, they can share their knowledge also, they can share their problems also, so that the people can talk to each other, okay, in terms of text-based, in terms of audio, in terms of video. All these features are available inbuilt. All these features are available inbuilt as part of this Chatter tool. So that here, this Chatter tool is purely a cloud-based tool. It's purely a cloud-based tool because here, whatever the features have been given by the Salesforce as part of this Chatter tool, these features are exactly similar like as your Link and the Lotus same time. whatever the features are available inside that link, and the same time, the similar kind of features are available as part of this charter tool. Now, in this case, by using this charter tool, whatever the conversation that you had, whatever the conversation that we had with your employees or with your other members in the organization, that conversation history will be storing inside the cloud, not in the local system, not in our local system. So whatever the conversation, okay, whatever the communication that you had with the other members inside the organization by using this charter tool, that whole information, that whole conversation history will be getting stored inside the cloud space, which has been given by Salesforce, so that nothing will be there in our local system. Okay, nothing will be there in our local system. The whole history will be storing inside that charter tool, inside that cloud space given by Salesforce. So that, suppose for example, today I'm using my personal PC, or why I'm using a laptop given by my company. So the whole data is storing inside this one. Suppose today night my system has been crashed because of some virus attack. At that time, if I'm using a different system tomorrow, then if the conversation is storing in my local system, that whole data will gone. For that reason here, Salesforce is going to be storing the whole conversation history inside that cloud space. So Salesforce is allocating some cloud space also. Whatever the conversations that we had with the people, everything will be storing inside that cloud space, so that there's no chance of data loss. Whatever the conversation that we had today, the whole information will be storing inside the cloud space. So for example, today my system has been crashed because of a virus attack. So tomorrow I will use a different system, so that just you can log in with your credentials, you can get back the whole conversation history. Whatever the past conversation history is available, everything we can able to get back, okay, from that cloud server. That facility is available as part of this charter tool. This charter tool license is very, very cheaper. It's very, very cheaper when compared with that Lync and the Lotus same time license. So that charter is a communication messenger which has been given by Salesforce. Charter is the communication messenger which has been given by Salesforce, which is used to have the conversation among the various employees inside the organization and the various users available inside the organization. Those people can communicate with each other with the help of this charter tool. The whole conversation history will be storing inside that cloud space which has been allocated by Salesforce, so that there is no chance of data loss. The complete data will be persisting inside that cloud space given by Salesforce. The tool charter license is very, very cheaper, so that each and every small organization, startup organizations, mid-sized organizations, each and every organization can buy the license of this charter tool, and they can able to take it on monthly rental basis, so that they can able to use inside their organization to provide the communication between the various employees, instead of using some third-party tools which are not safe, which might be having some security issues. So to avoid all those problems, we can able to use this charter tool, which is a very, very cheaper license, so that here every organization can able to use this. That facility is available as part of this charter tool. So that here, so many organizations nowadays, small organizations, mid-sized organizations, big organizations, everybody is using this charter feature nowadays to provide the communication among the various employees inside the organization. Okay, so this is the way we are using this charter feature here, which has been given by Salesforce. Now, the next one is Salesforce Einstein platform. So what do you mean by this Salesforce Einstein platform? Salesforce has recently introduced this Einstein platform, okay, by providing the artificial intelligence. By providing the artificial intelligence, Salesforce has recently introduced the Salesforce Einstein platform. Now, so what exactly that Salesforce Einstein platform, what we can do? So now by using this artificial intelligence, we can provide some additional facilities to my application. We can provide some additional intelligence to my application, so that my system can able to respond to the customer cases automatically. As of now, whenever the customer is going to be raising a complaint, then that case we need to be transferred to some other service person, so that those people can able to work on that case. But now I don't want to do that manually. Okay, I don't want to do that manually over here. I don't want to do that manually. I want to make that process automated by providing some artificial intelligence to my Salesforce CRM application itself. So that whatever the repeated tasks that we have, we can able to automate with the help of this Salesforce Einstein platform. As part of this Einstein platform, Salesforce has given a feature called as Salesforce Einstein Analytics. Einstein Analytics. Previously, sometime before, it is also called as Wave Analytics. Previously, it has called as Wave Analytics, but now Salesforce has given so many additional features to this particular application, and then they have given that name as Einstein Analytics, where this is purely a reporting feature. Is purely the reporting feature given by Salesforce, which is purely a reporting feature given by Salesforce here. So what is this reporting feature? What is the use of this Salesforce Einstein Analytics? By using this Einstein Analytics, we can connect this application with any database. We can connect this application with any database, with Oracle, with the SQL Server, with any database we can connect, and we can generate the effective reportings also. In order to generate the effective reporting, the dynamic dashboards, we are going to be using this Salesforce Einstein Analytics. So with the help of this Einstein Analytics, we can generate the effective reportings also, okay, by connecting that application with any database, whatever we have in the real world. Now, so in this case here, in order to provide the reporting facilities, Salesforce has given a feature called as Salesforce Einstein Analytics. So these are the various cloud services offered by Salesforce as part of this organization. So we have the 7 cloud services offered by Salesforce. Okay, we have 7 cloud services offered by Salesforce. The first one is Sales Cloud, and the second one, Service Cloud. Third one, Marketing Cloud. Fourth one, App Cloud. And the fifth one, Data.com. Sixth one, Collaboration Cloud. And the seventh one, Salesforce Einstein Platform. These are the 7 cloud services offered by Salesforce. Okay, now. So now let's move forward to that, the next feature as part of this implementation. The next feature is releases of Salesforce. The next feature is releases of Salesforce. So what exactly the releases here? Okay, what exactly the releases? Now, let me explain. Now, so what do you mean by a release? What do you mean by a release? Release in the sense a latest version, a newer version. Like in simple terminology, when you go to the mobiles, it's called as a new model. Okay, new model, which is having some latest features. So when coming to the release provides a set of new features. Release provides a set of new features which can be accessible by the users. So release provides a set of new features. Like whenever you are getting a new book into the market, it may be novel also, it may be any book also, technology also, whatever. You will be having some versions, like as volume 1, volume 2, edition 1, edition 2, like that. In the latest edition, you will be having some latest information. Like the similar way, when coming to the Salesforce is providing the new releases also. Now, so in this case, how frequently Salesforce is providing the new releases? Let me explain practically in this case. Now, so what exactly release basically? Release provides a set of new features. new features or enhancements. Okay, enhancements to be get accessible by the users. To be get accessible by the users. Okay, so release provides a set of new features or the new modules or the new applications or the new enhancements which can be accessible by the users. Those may be users also, partners also, customers also, employees also, anybody can access these new features as part of that new release. But when coming to the new releases, when you go to the current organization, when coming to that, the current IT industry, we are having so many softwares. Each and every software is having their own version. Like for example, assume that we have an organization like as a Microsoft. Microsoft has introduced a framework tool that is called as Microsoft.NET. Okay, Microsoft.NET. Like as Java, Microsoft is having a framework tool called as Microsoft.NET. Initially, they have introduced the version 1.0. Generally, we are calling it as 1.0, but don't refer it as 1.0. Point will be referred as dot, 0 will be referred as O. So initially, Microsoft has introduced the .NET, the first version, that is Microsoft.NET version 1.0. And then later, after 2 years, Microsoft has introduced the latest version by adding some additional enhancements by introducing the latest version, that is 2.0, newer version. And after 2 more years, Microsoft has introduced one more version, .NET version 3.0. And after 1 more year, they have introduced one more version, Microsoft.NET version 3.5. And then after 2 more years, they have introduced one more version, Microsoft.NET version 4.0. And then they have introduced Microsoft.NET version 5.0. This is the current version of the .NET, which is the latest. Now, in this case, what happened? In each and every latest version, you will be having some latest features, new features. Like as when you go to the mobiles, in each and every new model, you will be having some latest features, latest configurations, latest designs, latest colors will be available. Like the similar way here also, in each and every latest version, you will be having some latest features. Latest enhancements will be available, new features are available. But when you observe what are the softwares are available in IT industry as of now, these are purely on versional basis. These are purely on versional basis, like as version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.5. Like that, we are having so many versions are available over here. These are the releases. Like when you go to that Microsoft Windows also, we are having that Windows operating system 7. Previously, we have Windows XP. And then we have the Windows 7. And then we have the Windows 8. Windows 8 also. And then now we are having Windows 10. And then we have Windows 2012 server also. Windows 2012 server also. Server editions are also available. That means each and every software newer version will be having some version number. You can take any software also in IT industry, whatever we have right now, each and every software new version will be having some version number. So that latest version will be having some new enhancements. It is having some new features. It is having some latest enhancements. It is having some new features which can be accessible by the users. But these latest versions are available for what? Okay, for each and every 2 years, for each and every 3 years, they're giving some new releases. But when coming to the Salesforce, Salesforce is giving the new releases for every 4 months. For each 4 months, Salesforce is giving a new release. Now, you can raise a question, sir, each and every organization is giving the latest versions for every 1 year or for every 2 years, for every 3 years. But why Salesforce is giving the new release for each and every 4 months? Why? Because yes, nowadays, day by day, technologies keep on changing. Day by day, customers' expectations are keep on changing. Day by day, business processes are keep on changing. Day by day, business strategies are also keep on changing. So we need the changes in our application also rapidly, very fastly. So not only for every 2 years, not only for every 3 years, we need the changes rapidly, fastly in our application so that we can able to automate those features. We can use those features to automate the business processes based on the current customers' expectations. In this case, Salesforce is giving the new releases for each and every 4 months. So for every 4 months, you will be getting new releases. That means Salesforce is providing 3 releases per year. Okay. That is 3 releases per year. You will be getting 3 releases per year. Then what are those releases over here? What are those releases? How can we identify? So when coming to the normal software versions, these are having some version number. But when coming to the Salesforce releases are not having any version numbers. These are purely seasonal releases. Salesforce releases are not versional basis. Salesforce releases are purely seasonal basis. These are the seasonal releases which will be given by Salesforce. So now you know that in each and every financial year, you will be having 3 seasons. Okay. In each and every financial year, you will be having 3 seasons. First one is winter season. Second one, spring season. Third one, we are having the summer season. We are having 3 seasons are available in each and every financial year. We have winter season, spring season, summer season. These are the 3 releases we'll be giving the Salesforce in every financial year. Salesforce is giving 3 releases here: winter release, and the spring release, and then summer release. Winter release, spring release, and then summer release. These are the 3 releases we'll be giving by Salesforce in each and every financial year. Now, in this case, you can raise a question. Sir, Salesforce is providing these 3 releases in each and every financial year. So now in this case, if anybody asks me, so what is the current release, then I can say winter, spring, summer. Then how do we know this winter release is of which year? Is it 2019 years winter release, or 2020 years winter release, or 2021 years winter release? How do we know? So for that reason, Salesforce is going to be giving the release name, okay, aligned with that, by post fixing with that current financial year number also, like as winter 20. That means 2020 years winter release, and then spring 20, 2020 year spring release, and the summer 20, 2020 year summer release. That means what? Here in each and every financial year, Salesforce is giving 3 releases. That means for every 4 months, you will be getting a new release. Then what is the current release of Salesforce? It's a common question in every interview. What is the current release? Winter 20 is already passed. It's already over. Now currently, this is the previous year, nothing but a previous release. This is the previous release. It's already passed. It's completed. Now currently we are using spring 20 release. This is the current release. The current release of Salesforce is spring 20. What is the next release? The next release is summer 20. This is the next release. That means future release. So when Salesforce will be giving this a summer 20 is the new release which will be giving by Salesforce on July 18th. On July 18th. July 18th, 2020. That means next month, okay, on 18th, you will be getting the new release. Salesforce will be giving that new release on next month. That means July 18th, okay, 2020. Salesforce will be giving a new release that is called as summer 20 release. So now it's a common question. What is the current release of Salesforce that we are using for your project? Then you can say we are using the current release as spring 20. Previous release is winter 20. Winter 20 is already over, and then currently we are using spring 20. And then on next month, 18th, Salesforce will be giving a new release that is called as summer 20 new release. Now, after that, we can raise the question, sir. Suppose, for example, if summer 20 is also over, then what is the next release? In the financial year, okay, in the financial year, if the winter is over, spring is over, summer is over, then what is the next season? Again, winter. That will be like as a cyclic process. Nothing but financial year is over, next financial year will start. Then again, winter will start here. Like the similar way here also, if the summer 20 is also completed, then it will be releasing that again winter 21, and then spring 21, and then summer 21. Like that here, this process will be keep on iterating as a cyclic process. In each and every financial year, Salesforce is releasing these three releases: winter release, and the spring release, and the summer release. If anybody asks in the entry point of view what is the current release of Salesforce, then you can say spring 20. Don't say simply spring. Okay, say spring 20 release. That means 2020 years spring release we are using right now. Now, here you can able to raise a question. Sir, in this particular releases, definitely Salesforce is introducing some new features, right? Yes. Salesforce is introducing some new features over here. Then what new features will be introducing by Salesforce? We can raise the question also. Sir, Salesforce is providing three classifications of services. Like as Salesforce is offering SaaS services, platform services, and the infrastructure services. And Salesforce is giving the new three releases here per year. So winter 20 is to give the new features of SaaS, spring 20 is used to give the new features of platform, summer 20 is used to give the new features of infrastructure. Like that? No. In each and every new release, Salesforce is providing the latest features of SaaS. They're providing the latest features of platform. They're providing the latest features of infrastructure also. Okay, that means what? In winter 20, you will be getting some latest features of SaaS. As part of SaaS, what is the application offered by Salesforce? Salesforce is offering application called as Salesforce CRM. That means you will be getting some latest features of Salesforce CRM application. As part of platform, what is the platform offered by Salesforce? Force.com. As part of Force.com, we are having Apex programming and the Visual Force programming. So you will be getting some latest features. So as part of this winter 20 release, we got some new features of Salesforce CRM application. We got some new features of Apex programming, Visual Force programming, and then we got some new features of infrastructure facilities also. Like the similar way, in the spring 20 also, Salesforce is providing new features related to SaaS. That means Salesforce CRM application and the Apex programming and the Visual Force and then infrastructure. As part of summer 20, you will be getting some latest features related to CRM and the programming languages and then infrastructure. So now Salesforce is providing the new features as part of these new releases. So in each and every financial year, you will be getting three releases. One is winter, second one is spring, third one is summer. Three releases. So in order to know the current year's release details, we are going to be giving the release name along with by post-fixing the year financial year number. We are going to be post-fixing that financial year number over there. Now, so now here in this case, the current financial year's new releases are winter 20 release, spring 20 release, and the summer 20 release. Winter 20 is already passed, that is already completed. Currently, we are using the spring 20, and the next release is summer 20, which will be given by Salesforce on July 18th, 2020. Now, in each and every new release, Salesforce is providing the new features related to the SaaS and the platform and infrastructure. Now, in this case, you can raise a question. Sir, Salesforce is going to be providing the new release of summer 20 on July 18th. Then how do we know what new features Salesforce is providing as part of this new release? What new features they are going to be introducing as part of this new release? How do we know? Now, so in this case here, as part of this new features, okay, as part of this new features, if you want to know what new features Salesforce is planning to introduce as part of the new release, that information we can able to collect from release note. Salesforce is providing a release note. Salesforce is providing a release note. In this release note, it will be having all the new features. That means as part of that next release that will be on July 18th, we are going to be providing a new release that is called as Summer 20. As part of the Summer 20 release, what new features we are going to be introducing. As part of CRM, what features we are planning to introduce. As part of Apex programming, what new features we are planning to introduce. As part of Visualforce, what new features we are planning to introduce. As part of infrastructure, what facilities we are introducing. The whole information they will document inside a document called as release note. So release note is a document which is providing by the Salesforce. In that release note, they're clearly describing what new features they're planning to introduce as part of this release. Then you can raise the questions are where we can get this document here. This document we can collect from the Salesforce website. We can collect this document from salesforce.com website and free of cost. We no need to make any payment. We no need to pay any additional amount to Salesforce. We can go to that salesforce.com website. From there, we can able to collect this release note also, which is related to summer 20. So in that document, they're clearly describing what new features they're planning to introduce. The whole information will be available over there. Now, so these are the 3 releases we'll be giving by Salesforce. So Salesforce is providing the 3 releases per year. Salesforce releases are not versional basis. Like as a normal softwares, we are having some versions, version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, like that. But Salesforce releases are not versional basis. These are purely seasonal basis. Like as winter release, spring release, summer release. Okay. Now, these are the 3 releases we'll be giving by Salesforce by default. Now, here, let me explain a small point. So you can raise a question, sir, suppose for example, I'm using Salesforce application. So next month, July 18th, Salesforce is giving a new release. As part of that new release, they're planning to introduce some latest features, some latest enhancements. Now, do I need to pay any amount to Salesforce to get the latest features? No. Previously, what happened? If you want to get the latest features, we have to buy the license. But now in Salesforce, we no need to pay any additional amount. Salesforce is keep on providing the latest features to you on free of cost. They're not charging even a single rupee also. Even though you are using free account of Salesforce, your account will be getting automatically upgraded. So that whatever the new features is providing by the Salesforce as part of new release, each and every feature will be available to you on free of cost. Now, in this case, new releases will be available to the customers and free of cost. That is, upgradation cost is purely 0 in Salesforce. Upgradation cost is 0. No upgradation cost in Salesforce. Upgradation means what? After installing that application, we need to upgrade. Whenever we got a new release, we have to buy the license, we have to upgrade. But we don't need to do all this process here. Salesforce is going to be taking care of automatic upgradation, and then they're providing the new release, which is beyond free of cost. We no need to pay even a single rupee also to Salesforce. Salesforce people are providing the new features to you on free of cost. This is one of the major benefits that we have from Salesforce, so that we can enjoy the benefits of latest features always without paying any additional amount to Salesforce. There is a major benefit of the releases which we'll be giving by Salesforce. When you go to the other version, other softwares, like as it may be my MS Office also, Microsoft or Windows operating systems also, to get the latest operating system, we have to buy the license. But here, everything is free. Everything is freely available. Latest enhancements, latest releases will be available to you on free of cost without paying any additional amount to Salesforce.
Sir, I have a question over here.
Yeah.
So how do we get to know that our org is updated to the new release?
Now, good question. Let me show you. So let me show you that. If you want to know, for example, assume that I'm using a Salesforce account. I'm logging into one of my existing Salesforce account over here. I'm logging into one of that existing Salesforce account, which I've created for my previous batch. So this is the Salesforce account, okay, which we are using right now over here. This is my Salesforce account. It's a free account. It's a lifetime account, which will not get expired. It won't expire. It's a permanent account. I showed them how to create the permanent account over there. Now, so now I assume that today, July 18th, for example, assume that today, July 18th. Okay, July 18th. So now Salesforce is giving a new release. Then how do we know whether my account has been upgraded with the latest release features or not? How do we know? In this case, simply go to your Salesforce account, click on this home tab. Okay, click on this home tab. Click on this home tab. Once you click on this home tab, it will be indicating to you which version that we are using right now. It is indicating clearly over here what is the current release that we are using right now over here. Once the July 18th is over, then automatically now you can able to log in into your account. We can able to see your account has been upgraded automatically or not. So everybody's account will be getting upgraded automatically. But here we can see what is that current release that you are using, okay, from Salesforce. This is the place we can able to verify that. Okay. Now.
Yeah. Okay.
Now. So these are the various releases will be given by Salesforce. Now, here you can raise a question. Sir, in order to provide the new release features, how much time Salesforce will take? Assume that I'm using that Spring 20 release. Now assume that today, July 18th. On July 18th, when Salesforce will provide this new release? Morning, afternoon, evening, night, when? Now I would like to cross check. How can we verify? Let me show you. For that one, Salesforce is providing a website called as status.salesforce.com. Salesforce is providing a website called as status.salesforce.com. In that one, we can verify all the Salesforce servers status information, whether the servers are up and running fine or not. If there is any issues inside the server or not, everything we can verify. Assume that I would like to check for a server that is some AP15. I will show you how do we know. Okay, how do we know when Salesforce will be giving the new release on July 18th? At what time Salesforce is giving that? How much time they will take to upgrade my Salesforce account with the latest features? Now let me show you that. So now when you go to this maintenance calendar, it is indicating. Now Salesforce is going to providing here new release. When Salesforce is providing the new release, that is summer 20 major release. When on July 18th, at what date, what time? 9:30 p.m. IST. Okay, 9:30 p.m. IST. Then from 9:30 p.m. IST onwards, they are going to start upgrading my account over here. Then how much time they will take? Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours to upgrade my account with the latest release? No, it will take hardly 5 minutes. Now let me show you. If you want to know the more information about this new release, just click on this ticket number 46915. Click on this ticket number, then we can see the maintenance information. What exactly the maintenance information over here? So now it is indicating clearly over here. This is the maintenance information. So now summer 20 major release. This is the maintenance. So the status is confirmed. And confirm nothing but confirmly on July 18th, Salesforce will giving the new release. Which servers are impacting AP15 server? What services are impacting core services? What type of maintenance it is? It is a release, new release. From what time to what time? They are going to be taking the time from, okay, now 9:30 p.m. IST to, okay, 9:35 p.m. IST. That's it. That means on July 18th, 9:30 p.m. IST to 9:35 p.m. IST. Nothing but for 5 minutes. 5 minutes they are going to be taking to upgrade that. Basically, they're giving the time of, they're having the deployment window of 5 minutes, but they will upgrade within 2 minutes only here. Maximum 2 minutes they will take, not more than that. But they're going to be having the time period of 5 minutes, but they will be upgrading your account within 2 minutes itself. Maximum 2 minutes. Okay, now during this 5 minutes of time, your server, your applications cannot be accessible. It is indicating clearly accessibility. This instance or this server will not be available during this maintenance window. For the 5 minutes, server and the application can't be accessible, so that we have to inform to our customers, okay, dear customers, so because of the maintenance activity of our application cannot be accessible on so and so date from so and so time to so and so time, so please plan accordingly. So that here Salesforce is giving the maintenance calendar 1 year before itself. Okay, so that here Salesforce is giving the new release on July 18, but they have given the maintenance calendar 1 year before itself. That facility is available over here. So in this case, they will be taking maximum 5 minutes to upgrade your Salesforce account with the latest features. This is one of the major benefits, so which will be given by Salesforce, so that Salesforce is going to be taking very less time to upgrade your Salesforce account with the latest features. Okay, that's how here they are providing the new releases. So what is the current release of Salesforce? Spring 20. What is the next release? Summer 20, which will be given by Salesforce on next month 18th night 9:30 p.m. IST to 9:35 p.m. IST. Okay, next month you will be getting the new release of Salesforce and free of cost. We no need to pay any amount to Salesforce. Salesforce will be giving the new release features to you on free of cost. Okay, once you log into your application on July 18th after 9:35 p.m. IST, then you will be able to see the latest features. You can see that the version also, nothing but release name also there. You can able to see that you are going to be using that, the summer 20 release. Here you can able to see that. Once you click on this home tab, there you can see you will be using that summer 20 release. Okay, currently we are using Spring 20. So it is indicating Spring 20 for developers. Okay, this is the concept of releases in Salesforce. Okay, now next one. Next one, server instances. What exactly the server instances? What is the use? Now, so what are the various servers are maintaining by Salesforce? Now, let me explain. Now, so what exactly the server instances and what are the various servers maintaining by Salesforce? Now, let's see practically in this case. Now, but already we have discussed in our initial concept, Salesforce is not only offering the SaaS services, they're not only offering the platform services, they're offering infrastructure services also. They're offering infrastructure services also. Infrastructure means what? Storage space, server resources, performance features, security features, backup and restoring facilities, disaster recovery management facilities, application facilities. All these features will be given by Salesforce. Now, in this case, as part of this organization, they're not only offering the SaaS and PaaS, they're offering infrastructure also. That means storage spaces also over here. How they are going to providing the storage spaces? Salesforce is going to providing maintaining the various servers. Salesforce is maintaining various servers. In that server, they're allocating some amount of memory space. Like for example, let me explain. Assume that whenever if you want to take a locker, okay, whenever if you want to take a locker from bank, will the bank people are providing the complete locker room to you itself? The complete locker room they're allocating to a single customer? No. Whatever the locker room they have, in that locker room, whatever the space they have, that whole space they're dividing to the various small partitions. Each and every partition is called as a locker. So whatever the space they have inside this entire locker room, the space will be divided into the various small partitions, and this each and every partition is called as a locker. Each and every partition is called as a locker. This is some locker 1, this is locker 2, this is the locker 3, this is the locker 4, 5, 6, like that. This locker will be allocating to a separate customer. This locker will be allocating to a separate customer. This locker will be allocating to some customers, different customers. So that each and every locker they're allocating to the different customers. So that customer can able to place their items inside this. What are the valuable items they have, like a jewelry, gold, money, diamonds, property documents, everything they can able to place inside that, and the bank people are providing the security. Like the similar way, whenever a customer wants to utilize the Salesforce services, they're not allocating the complete server. They're not allocating the complete server, they're allocating some amount of memory space. Inside that server, they're allocating some amount of memory space. In that memory space, you can install your applications, you can store your data, your files, your documents, your records, everything will be getting resides inside this. Like for example, if I'm creating a Gmail account, how much memory space will be allocating by the Google people? Google people are allocating 15 GB of space. Google people are not allocating the complete server to you. They are not allocating the complete server to you itself. They are going to be allocating 15 GB of memory space to you, and 15 GB some different customers, 15 GB some different customers, like that. That means one single server has been shared to multiple customers. Now, like the similar way here also, Salesforce is maintaining the various servers. Salesforce is maintaining the servers in 3 different regions. Salesforce is maintaining the servers in 3 different regions. What are those regions? First one is North America region. Second one, Europe region. Third one, Asia Pacific region. Asia Pacific region. These are the 3 regions are available in which Salesforce business has been spread across. Salesforce business has been expanded to the 3 different regions. First one is North America region. This is also called as EMEA region. Second one, Europe region. This is also called as EU region. Third one, we have Asia Pacific region, that is also called as AP region. These are the 3 regions are available where exactly Salesforce business has been spread across. Now in each and every region, they're allocating the various servers. In each and every region, they're allocating the various servers. In that server, they're allocating some amount of memory space to the customer. So whenever the customer wants to use the Salesforce services, then for that customer, they're allocating some amount of memory space in that associated regions available server. Now, then how Salesforce is allocating the memory space? Now, let me explain. Now, so now initially, Salesforce has started their business from North America because Salesforce is one of the US-based organization. It's not Indian-based, it's a US-based organization. So they have started their business from North America region first. So they have started the first server in North America region. Now, they have started the first server in North America region. They have established the first server. This is the first server which has been established by the Salesforce people in North America region. This is the North America region. This is the North America region. In North America region, they have started the first server that is called as NA0. NA0. This is the first server NA0. That means here each and every server number will be starting with the region name along with the index position, always starting from 0. NA0. That means North America region's first server. That is first server. Server numbers are starting from 0 in Salesforce. So NA0, that means this is the first server in North America region. In this particular server, they're having some huge memory spaces available. So they're having some huge memory spaces available in this particular NA0 server. So today, a customer showed interest to utilize Salesforce services. Today, a customer showed interest to utilize Salesforce services. Then what Salesforce people will do in this case? In this case, Salesforce people are going to be allocating some amount of memory space. They are not allocating the complete server to that single customer itself. They are going to be allocating some amount of memory space to the customer. So this is the complete server. In that server, there is a huge memory spaces available. They are not allocating the complete server to the single customer. Whatever the memory space they have, from that one, some amount of the memory space they are allocating to the customer. So now this allocation of this memory space is called as creating a Salesforce account. This is also called as a Salesforce.com organization. This is also called as Salesforce.com organization. So in this case, when coming to the Salesforce, they're having the first server in North America region, that is NA0. In that NA0 server, they're having some huge memory spaces available. They're not allocating the complete server to a single customer. Today, a customer showed interest. So today, a customer showed interest. So this is some customer 1. Today, a customer showed interest, like as customer 1. For this customer, they're allocating some amount of memory space that is called as an organization. Is called as organization, that is simply called as org. Assume that this is the organization 1. It is called as organization 1. Now, how can we identify this organization over here? Like this concept is exactly similar like as your locker concept. Whenever we are having some lockers inside your organization, for every locker you will be having some locker number, right? Yes, every locker will be having some locker number. Like as locker 1, 2, 20, 101, like that, every locker will be having some locker number. Like the similar way, here we are calling it as a locker, here we are calling it as an organization. This locker is allocating to a customer, this organization is allocating to a customer. It is having some space to store my valuable items. It is having some space to install my application, to store my data, to store my records, to store my files, documents, everything we can store inside this. Then what is the number of this organization? So that for each and every organization, Salesforce is allocating a unique identification number that is called as organization ID. That is called as organization ID. Each and every server, each and every organization will be having an organization ID, which is a 18 characters alphanumerical number. Okay, organization ID will be 18 characters alphanumerical number. Like when you go to your bank account, you will be having a 10-digit number or 12-digit number. When you go to a credit card, it is having a 16-digit number will be available. Like the similar way, each and every organization will be having an ID which contains 18 characters. 18 characters. It's a format followed by Salesforce. Each and every organization will be having a 18 characters alphanumerical number which always starts with a 00D. This is the format following by Salesforce. So each and every organization ID will start with the 00D. 00D, assume that for example 1, 2, 3, 4. Assume that this is the organization ID. Okay, for example, assume that for this organization 1, the ID is 00D 1, 2, 3, 4. So today a customer showed interest. So for that customer, Salesforce is allocating some amount of memory space. The allocation of that memory space is called as creating a Salesforce account. That is also called as a organization or simply org. Org or organization both are same. Now, so in this organization, you will be having some amount of memory space is available. So now in that memory space, the customer can install his applications. He can store his data, his files, his documents, his records, everything will be getting resides inside this memory space. Other people can't touch his data. Other people can't touch his applications without his permission. That much of security boundary is configured by Salesforce. Now, so in this case, one more customer showed interest today. Then what we can do? Today, another customer showed interest. So that for the customer 2, Salesforce is allocating some different amount of memory space. For the customer 2, a different amount of memory space. This is for the customer 2. For the customer 2, it is allocating the organization 2. Organization 2. For this organization, you will be having some ID. It will be having some ID. Organization ID that is starting from 00T. For example, this ID, assume that this is some 2244. Assume that this is 2244. Like that here. In this particular organization, in this memory space, now customer 2 can install his own applications also. His own data, his own documents. Now, today one more customer showed interest. For that customer, they're allocating some amount of memory space. Another customer showed interest. For that one, different amount of memory space. One more customer showed interest, some different amount of memory space. Another customer showed interest, different amount of memory space. Like that, for each and every customer, they're allocating some amount of memory space. Now, in this case, you can raise a question, sir, in this server, for how many people, for how many customers they're allocating the memory space? Now, in a single server, Salesforce is allocating the memory space for 8,000 plus organizations. In a single server, Salesforce is allocating the memory space for 8,000 plus organization, nothing but 8,000 to 10,000 max. That means what? So now 8,000 customers' applications are running in the same server. 8,000 customers' data, files, documents, records are storing in the same server. That means what? Salesforce is not providing a shared, they're not providing a separate server for each and every customer. They're not providing a separate server for each and every customer. They're having a server. This is server resources they're sharing to 8,000 organizations. 8,000 customers are using the same server resources. Even though if 8,000 customers are using the same server, but one customer's data cannot be accessible by another customer. One customer's application cannot be accessible by another customer. That much of security boundaries have been configured by Salesforce. So now, in this case here, when coming to that organizations. So now in a single server, Salesforce is allocating the memory space for 8,000 organizations. That means 8,000 customers has been allocating the memory space inside that single server. Now, suppose for example, you can raise a question. Sir, as of now, Salesforce has allocated the memory space for 8,000 organizations over here. That means they have allocated the memory space for 8,000 customers inside this NS0 server. Today, one more customer showed interest. 8,001th customer showed interest. Then what Salesforce will do? Do we need to stop their business? No, right? Because everybody is expecting their business should be always in growing stage. Everybody wants to make some money. They want to generate some money, okay, by making the business to get grown. So in this case, okay, now here in this case, so even though they have been allocated 8,000 people to this server, if some more customers are showing interest, then in this case, what Salesforce will do? So that here they are introducing one more server. Okay, one more server. One more server that is called as NA1. In the North America region, they have started one more server, NA1. That means North America region's second server. NA0 is the first server, NA2, NA1 is the second server. North America region, second server. Here also the same story. From now onwards, The people who are showing interest to utilize the Salesforce services, for those customers, they're allocating the memory space inside this. Here also, for the customer 1, some amount of memory. For the customer 2, some amount of memory. For the customer 3, some amount of memory. For the customer 4, some amount of memory. Like that, here also, the same story will be getting repeated here as well. So Salesforce is keep on allocating the memory space for the 8,000 organizations inside this NA2, NA1 server also. They're allocating the memory space for 8,000 organizations. Now, if they keep on allocating the memory space, for the various organizations at a certain point of time, okay, at a certain point of time, this particular server also will be getting full. That means what? Whenever they keep on allocating the memory space, okay, whenever they keep on allocating the memory space for this particular customers at a certain point of time, they may be reaching to the maximum number of customers. That means they has 8,000 customers. So now, once they have allocated the memory space for this 8,000 customers, if this server is also full, then what they can do? So now at that time, they have to start one more server. So they're establishing one more server, NA2. Okay, NA2. If this is also full, NA3. If this is also full, NA4. Like that, keep on they're adding the servers. Now currently they're having NA196. Now, in this case. So now if NA1 server is also full, then they are going to be allocating the memory space in NA2. They're starting one more server. If this is also full, NA3. If this is also full, NA4. If this is also full, NA5. Like they keep on, they have added the servers. Now, right now, in North America region, they're having up to NA96 servers. So they're having 197 servers are available in North America region, like NA0 to NA196. Totally 197 servers are available inside this North America region. Now, so now here in this case, so when coming to the North America region, so many customers are utilizing the Salesforce services. So they are very much happy with the services. They're very much satisfied with the services offered by Salesforce. So they have given the very good feedback. So because of the good feedback from the Europe region, also few customers showed interest. From Europe also few customers showed interest. Now, from Europe region also few customers showed interest to utilize Salesforce services. So Salesforce has expanded their business to the Europe region. They have expanded their business to Europe region. So in Europe region, they have started the first server, that is EU0. They have started the first server, that is EU0. They have started the first server, that is EU0. Here also the same story will be getting repeated. So now in this case, what happened? So now here also, whenever a customer showed interest to utilize the Salesforce services, they're allocating some amount of memory. For the customer 1, some amount of memory. For the customer 2, some amount of memory. For the customer 3, some amount of memory. For the customer 4, some amount of memory. Like that, they keep on allocating the memory space for 8,000 organizations also. Here as well, same story will be getting repeated. It may be any region also. They're going to be maintaining the various servers. In that servers, they're having some huge memory spaces available. They're allocating some amount of memory space for that organizations. Now, they keep on allocating the memory space for the Europe region customers inside this EU0 server. So if they keep on allocating the memory space at a certain point of time, this particular server will be getting full. This server will be getting full. So then what we can do in this case? So Salesforce is establishing one more server, EU1. They're adding one more server. If this server also full, then they're adding one more server, EU2. If this is also full, EU3. Like that, keep on they're adding the various servers, and then currently they're having EU32. In the Europe region, they're having that server numbers from EU0 to EU32. Totally 33 servers are available. Now, like the similar way, because of the good feedback given by the North America region customers, Europe region customers, from Asia Pacific region also few customers have showed interest. From Asia Pacific region also. From Asia Pacific region also, few customers have showed interest. So in this case, Salesforce has established the first server in the Asia Pacific region, that is called as AP0. In Asia Pacific region also, Salesforce has expanded the business. So now they have started the first server, that is AP0. They have started the first server that is called as AP0. Here also the same story will be repeated. So here also, whenever a customer showed interest, they're going to be allocating some amount of memory space. For the customer 1, some amount of memory space. For the customer 2, some amount of memory space. For the customer 3, some amount of memory space. Like that, here they keep on allocating the memory space for the various organizations. So here also, they're going to be allocating the memory space for 8,000 organizations. So at a certain point of time, this server is also full. Then what they can do? They're going to be adding one more server that is called as AP1. That is called as AP1. If AP1 is also full, they will add AP2. If this is also full, AP3. Like that, keep on they're adding the various servers. Now currently they're having AP28. That means totally 29 servers are available in Asia Pacific region. In Asia Pacific region, they're having 29 servers are available. So these are the various servers are maintaining by Salesforce. In North America region, they're having the servers from NA0 to NA196. In Europe region, EU0 to EU32. In Asia Pacific region, AP0 to AP28. These are the various servers are maintaining by Salesforce. Now, in this case, you can raise a question. Sir, how do we know whenever I'm creating a Salesforce account, in which server Salesforce is allocating the memory? How do we know? How do we know that? For that one, when you go to your Salesforce account here itself, when I observe this as Salesforce URL in the URL, once you log in into your Salesforce account, it is clearly indicating that. Inside the URL, we are having this number. So what is this one? AP15. That means for my Salesforce account, memory space has been allocated inside a server called as AP15. Inside the AP15 server, memory has been allocated. So this is how we can able to identify. Whenever you are creating a Salesforce account, that means Salesforce is allocating one organization. For that organization, it is allocating some amount of memory space in a server. In which server depends upon the region which is selected, it is allocating the memory space in the server. We will know in which server memory has been reserved. When you log in into your Salesforce account, inside the URL, we can see that server number also. Okay, we can verify clearly as well. Now, so now why I'm giving this information is basically this is infrastructure level concept in Salesforce. Now, suppose for example, after completion of your course, you are putting some experience on your profile. You are going to a company for the interview process. You are adding some Salesforce projects inside your profile. So they will raise a question. Currently, you are working on Salesforce. You are working on a Salesforce project in your current company. So for your current project, you are using one Salesforce account. That means Salesforce organization. In which server memory has been reserved for your account? It's a common question. It's a common question. For your current project, whatever the Salesforce account that you are using, for that Salesforce account or for that Salesforce organization, in which server memory has been reserved. In this case, if you are putting a US client for that project, if you're putting some US client's memory will be always allocating on North America region server. So we can give any server number between NA0 to NA196. Don't think about that number. Don't give the chance to the people, because this a small question is sufficient. The small question is enough to prove that you are a fake person. So that here they will raise a question in which server the memory has been reserved. Whatever the current project that you have specified inside your profile, if that current project is for the US client, then give that server number between NA0 to NA196. Give the number here. Tell them the number NA41, NA21, NA15, NA17, NA80, anything. You can give the number. Don't think about that number. Suppose if the client is a UK client, specify that server number between EU0 to EU32. Okay, EU0 to EU32. So you can give any of the server number also, EU10, EU5, EU20, like that you can give any of that server number as well here. So that whenever we are going to be attending the interview, these kind of small questions are sufficient to prove that you are not a genuine, that you are a fake person. Okay, so that these kind of questions are very important in the entry point of view. And then whatever the memory space they have allocated over here, if this memory space has been full, we can expand that memory space also. That facility is available. Whatever the memory space has been allocated by Salesforce, if this memory space has been full, then we can expand the memory space also. We can buy some additional storage also from Salesforce by paying some additional amount to Salesforce. Okay, these are the various servers are maintaining by Salesforce internally by default. In North America region, NA0 to NA196, Europe region, EU0 to EU32, Asia Pacific region, AP1 to AP0 to AP28. Okay, how can we verify this server's information? I will show you in tomorrow's session, okay, by using status.salesforce.com website. In tomorrow's session, I will show you how can we track each and every server. If there is a problem, then the problem is from my application or from the server. How can we track? How can we identify? I will show you practically in tomorrow's session as well. Okay, in tomorrow's session, we'll see the practical servers information also by using status.salesforce.com, and then we'll move forward to that one more concept that is called as multi-tenant architecture, and then we'll see the concept of editions of Salesforce. And there we'll see the concept of how can we create our own Salesforce account. Creating Salesforce account, how to create our own Salesforce account to do the practice, we'll see practically from there onwards. Okay, now